Welcome to another episode here with Queen City Reefs and More, the #1 channel in the Carolinas. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you leave a comment below. Today's video is going to be about a frag session so that I can try this CTAC. My goal is to really make 8 frags. I like to leave them spaced because a lot of times when you have them in the tank for a while, algae starts growing at them. And when they're too close together, the tanks can't get to them or the snails can't get to them. So when you leave them spaced out like this, it gives the tanks an opportunity to be able to get in there and actually, eat the algae that grows on the frags themselves. I'm not going to bring you through the whole cutting process. There's plenty of videos out there that show exactly how they cut corals. I'm going to use the same exact tools. Some coral cutters are just very simple. You get to the frag, to the coral you want to cut, and you squeeze and snip, and normally that comes off. And so that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting them in a bucket with water while then I bring them here. And the part that I am going to show you is going to be exactly that. We're going to use the CTAC. My expectation, and I didn't want to open it yet, I didn't want to try it first, I wanted it to be an authentic reaction to using this. And so my expectation of this is exactly what I saw in a video where they put this on one of the frags, one of the coral frags. They put fake coral on there and they started doing all this and it didn't come off right away. But I was reading the directions, and on the directions it actually says it could take hours or sometimes weeks to fully cure. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming to get rock hard where you can't even get it off. My goal is really, will this replace super glue? Because we know that with super glue, you put it on there, I put the frag on, I dip it in water, I hold it for a little bit, and in a matter of seconds, it's good enough, right? Especially because what are you gonna do with these frags? A lot of times you're just gonna put them on a frag, you're gonna sell them, and then most likely the new owner of those frags will actually cut them off the frag plug, and using super glue is a lot easier for them to cut it off and then put it in their tank. So we'll see if it's really a replacement for super glue. Is it better? I'm sure that it has a perfect use case scenario, so I don't want to sit here and tell you absolutely don't use this or whatever the case is. If it takes a long time to cure, but it's as strong as your epoxy, then maybe it's useful for aquascapes and being able to, add the glue, put the rocks together. And if you've ever used epoxy, you'll know that that thing starts hardening up. As soon as you mix those things, you better put it together and then it starts getting hard. So with this, if it truly does take a while to cure, you can still move it around if you change your mind or whatever the case is, and it's perfect because you can use it for that use case scenario. I'm hoping it works for frags where I can put it. Give me a few, and I'm gonna go cut those corals. It's gonna take me a little while, and then I'm gonna come back for you. All right, so I'm back. I got the corals cut. I'll show you here in a bit. I did have to go pull up the instructions just because I did not want to be told, or I don't want anybody in the comments saying, hey, you should have followed the instructions. I didn't do something that you're supposed to, but I mean, they're pretty clear cut. It's just like super glue. So the only thing I'm noticing though is that it shows this tip right here. And at the end of it, it tells you directions to actually squirt some out when you're done using it, to squirt some out so that it hardens at the tip of it, and that will make sure that the rest of it remains, so that the rest of it doesn't harden. But I don't have that tip. And it did not come in the package. So I'm about to risk this actually turning hard, I guess, once I pierce it. So that being said, anyway, so the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. You'll see the set time right there. Pretty much what that says, it says 0 to 60 minutes for a soft set, 60 minutes to 6 hours for a semi-firm set, and 6 hours to 4 days for a firm hard set. That is quite a lot of time. I can tell you this is an expensive tube of 2 ounces. I believe it was like $29, something like that. So I wanted to just, I was interested and I wanted to see how it would work, but is it beneficial to me? Probably not. I mean, without using it, I can tell you that, unless it wows me, I'm most likely will stick to glue, but I'm always the type to want to try new things, and that's what we're here to do today. So let me bring you down. I'm gonna show you the corals that I cut, and we're gonna just start this. Kind of sucks that I don't have that applicator Hopefully I can make some money out of these corals and get my money back for the CTAC. Here are the corals. Here are the frags, and I'm gonna go ahead and start applying the CTAC onto the frag plugs, and then I'm gonna grab these corals and place them on the frag plug and hope that they stick right away, because I am not trying to hold them for a long time. Definitely hard to squeeze out. I don't know if you noticed my hand shaking there. Shows I don't go to the gym. Seems like a generous amount, but it seems like without that applicator, this is as good as it's gonna get for me. Here we go. I mean, it appears that they literally just like stay up firm. I actually like the texture of it. So far, so good. That's a chunky piece. Oh man. Well, there goes our first casualty. That's exactly what I was warned about, that when they try to apply something that was, you know, pretty big and flat, it was not working. And I feel that that might be the case right here. All right, I'm hoping it stays. The one thing that I will say that I don't think I'm comfortable doing is flipping these around and seeing if they fall off, because I definitely do not want to work towards standing them back up. Okay, another one that is sideways, and so because it's sideways, I don't know if it will stand there and actually take the beating of the flow inside the tank. See, look, just a bit and it will move. Yeah. So far what I'm seeing just from initial review here is that the moment that you the moment that it is either a large frag like that one that's heavy maybe, or definitely the ones that end up being sideways like this, the weight of it will make it drop, and you have to sit there and work with what's already there in order to get it to your liking. See, and with super glue, all you would have to do is hold it for a bit. All you would have to do is hold it for a bit in order to get it to just stay. So as you can see, this one dropped already too. See, this one already fell again. Damn it. Another thing, I'm gonna have to cut off the flow in the tank for a good 30 minutes or so to see how long these will take to set, so that I don't end up breaking them off. But for now, I can tell you I am not happy with this. I mean, the method that Worldwide Corals has of grabbing a little bit dab of glue and then some epoxy and then glue again is honestly one of the best methods that I've used. This just seems to... Look, I wanted to really love this. I wanted to, you know, really, really love this, but I'm having issues here, so it looks like I might have gotten it to work. The other solution, which is what I'm gonna do right now, is go ahead and drop a lot more of this, so that maybe... The problem with that is that then you'll waste it. Then you start questioning, is that worth it? Is the cost worth it? Thinking with a lot of it, then yes, then this works. But What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn off the flow, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this frag rack inside the tank, and then hope that they stay until they cure. I don't think these corals will last, because then you have fish that start picking at the edges. Like in this case, he was picking at the frag rack itself, but it's moving it. And then this one for sure is not firm, but this is what it looks like right after fragging, right after putting them inside of the tank. And so we will see what the results of this is, hoping that in another 30 minutes to an hour they already are firm, hoping they are still standing by the time I'm able to get back to the tank. All right, so I will keep you posted, and I'll see you in a few seconds. All right, so we're back over here. As you can see, 2 of these frags already fell. Not the ones I expected, but they did. Here's one, here's the other. It's been about an hour, so I haven't touched this yet to actually see what it's like, but I'm actually gonna apply some super glue on top of it in order to get those 2 frags back on there, and hopefully the rest can cure by tomorrow. All right, so it's been a few days actually since I've used it, and I've actually already sold the coral that I stuck the frags on with using the CTAC, but I figured that I would for sure let y'all know my final verdict on this. The CTAC itself turned really, really hard. I would say maybe as hard as putty, maybe harder. I have no way to test that here myself. It took 30 minutes to an hour, maybe closer to an hour, to actually get hard in order for, for the frags to hold. As you can see, on the previous clip, you'll see that some of the frags had actually fallen because of turbulence in the water. I even actually turned off the flow. The only flow that was going was the one from the return pump. I actually used it again not too long ago. I purchased a branching hammer, and it had about an inch diameter of the base of it, and so I was gonna glue that to one of my frag discs. I put a blob of it right on the disc itself, and then just smothered it when I was gluing it down. I put it in the frag tank, and the next morning I found the hammer tipped over or whatever. So I want to say that I probably should have used more. I thought I used enough, but maybe I should have used more, and it would have been fine. But I honestly, for a reef hobbyist like you and I don't recommend it. Honestly, I don't think I recommend it, because honestly, if we frag something, it's because most likely we're gonna end up giving it away or selling it, putting it on a frag plug or something like that. I don't see the reason why we need to use this where it's gonna actually keep the frag in place. Now, if you're actually a business and maybe shipping these corals around the world, then maybe it's a good idea, because then you know for sure that it will stay on the frag plug. But at least from my experience, I'm new to this new adhesive that I just wasn't able to use it right. I mean, I put, just like I saw in the video, I put a little blob of it on the frag plug. I put the coral in there and the frag on there, and it didn't stay for the most part. It had to be straight up in order for it to stay. If it was leaning, the weight of it would end up making it fall over. It took a little bit too long to actually harden in the water, so I personally most likely will not use it again. I don't think I can recommend it. I'm not trying to be too harsh on it. I just personally know that I wouldn't use it again. It's a 2-ounce bottle for $29, I believe is what I paid. And my favorite glue actually is the Bob Smith's Industries Icy Gel Instacure. I'm actually looking it up because I can't remember the name, but it's that purple bottle. I love it. For a 2-ounce container, you get it for almost like $10, so way less, a third of the price almost. And so I feel like that glue itself right there, like I put enough on a frag plug, and I put the frag itself on it in just a few seconds, and it's already hard enough to be able to put it on a frag rack in the tank and let it cure, on its own without having to hold it there for too long. So for a quick and easy solution to glue frag plugs with frags, I would recommend using that glue that is my favorite versus using the CTAC. I mean, again, it's a new product. I did not, other than watching the videos and following their website of when it was going to be released, I did not do a lot of other research on it. So if I missed something, definitely leave it in the comments below.
Let me know if I did something wrong and if you would have done something different, or what you would have done, or what you would have liked to see. And I'll definitely, you know, keep that into consideration for the next time that I use it, because I still have some left. That being said, I appreciate everybody that tuned in to watch this review. I appreciate everybody that subscribed. If you are not subscribed and you are at this point in the video, please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting the notification bell. Leave a comment below. I will catch you all on the next one.